Well, as you know, this week in the United States, we celebrated our Independence Day. It's tradition that Americans celebrate July 4th by gathering with friends and family for a barbecue, scarfing hot dogs and potato salad, and then once it's dark, watch fireworks. How do Asian countries mark their National Day? We'll start off with a look at National Day celebrations in India, Thailand, and South Korea.
I'm Ajoy Bose in New Delhi. Indians celebrate two national days, Independence Day on 15th August to mark the day their country became independent from British rule in 1947, and Republic Day on 26th January to remember when India became a republic in 1950 and the Constitution came into force. Republic Day is by far the bigger celebration, particularly here in the capital, New Delhi. The single highlight is a grand parade next to Rashtrapati Bhavan, the presidential palace. The parade itself is a curious mixture of a show of military muscle and cultural extravaganza. Missiles, tanks, and a fighter jet fly past, compete with colorfully dressed dancers, musicians, and singers from different parts of the country, demonstrating India's cultural diversity. Although public enthusiasm about the parade is no longer what it used to be, it still is a big television event. Independence Day, by comparison, is a more formal affair. In the capital, the Prime Minister addresses the nation from the ramparts of the historic Red Fort, even as similar functions are held by state leaders in other cities. It used to be a far more spontaneous public celebration. In the early years of independence, I remember as a child, 50 years ago, climbing on the roof of a house with my entire family to unfurl the tricolour national flag and sing the national anthem. But not many people do that anymore. As India has got older, national holidays have become just days off work.
I'm Ying Panyapon in Bangkok. Because Thailand has never been colonized, so we do not celebrate Independence Day. However, we do celebrate a National Day, which falls on His Majesty King Bhumipon's birthday on December the 5th. This day is also regarded as Father's Day. People in the kingdom show their love and respect to His Majesty the King. Crowds dressed in yellow royal color to show their love and allegiance. Buildings and homes throughout the country are adorned with the Thai flag and portraits of the royal family. The streets are decorated with strings of holiday lights, especially on main roads nearby the Grand Palace. In the evening, a lot of people participate in candle lighting ceremonies and to watch huge fireworks displays. While some families prefer to spend their time at home with their family, my favorite part of National Day is to see all Thais gather together in harmony.
I'm Yoon Lee in Seoul, South Korea. Korea's biggest national day is Liberation Day, celebrated on August 15th, and it marks freedom from a half-century of Japanese colonialism. To commemorate those who died fighting for independence, descendants of those activists opened the day by ringing the gigantic Boshinga bell in Seoul. Recently, it's marked by demands that Japan apologize for its record, particularly for drafting Korean women as sex slaves during World War II. Koreans religiously raise flags on streets and houses. As a kid, I remember accidentally holding a flag upside down. It's quite a common mistake to make if you're not careful. And I still remember the scolding I got.
And now, back to our look at National Day celebrations across Asia. This time, we'll look at Japan, Indonesia, and China.
I'm Nicola Ito in Tokyo. There's no Japanese equivalent to the United States Independence Day, but here the closest would be National Foundation Day, celebrated on February 11th. And we're not talking about something that happened 230 years ago or so. We're talking about the accession of the first Japanese emperor that happened around 2,700 years ago. However, It's not certain if this emperor actually existed, and today many experts agree that he's a mythical character, created by the ancient emperors to justify their privileged positions. Today, most Japanese do not know the real significance of this day, other than a vague understanding that it's the birthday of the country. They appreciate the day off work, but they don't celebrate it in any particular way.
This August 17th, Indonesia, the nation made up of 17,000 islands, marked its 68th anniversary of independence. For 350 years, it was a Dutch colony, and then 3.5 years under Japanese occupation. The country may still be very young, but it has already established strong and unique Independence Day traditions. Known as 17-belasan, the 17th of August is in fact not a full holiday. Indonesian civil servants and public school students are required to attend morning flag hoisting ceremonies held at their work or school. The biggest and most solemn flag hoisting ceremony is held at the Presidential Palace and televised live. Indonesians have a moment of silence to remember the struggle of national heroes in the past. Then, select high school students from across the country march alongside the members of the Indonesian military and perform a perfectly executed hoisting procession, accompanied by the Indonesian national anthem. Other unique ceremony venues include the top of the Mountain Agung in Bali and under the water in South Sulawesi. The ceremony is followed with parades filled with red and white color as well as eclectic traditional costumes. 300 different ethnic groups wear different costumes and ride different animals. At the same time with the parades, a bunch of traditional games such as tug of war, sack race, and backyard race take place in the neighborhoods. The most popular and challenging game is called Panjat Pinang, in which a palm tree trunk is well greased with a mixture of oil and clay. Slippery, muddy kids and grown-ups climb over each other in a race to the top in which various prizes like food, clothing, and even bikes are hung. Crowd watches and cheers. If America is famous for its hot dog eating contest, Indonesians are known for competing to eat traditional crackers that are hanging from a rope. I am Rizky Rahadianto, a LinkAsia student ambassador from Indonesia.
I'm Mark Dry in Beijing. Now, National Day here in China is held every year on October the 1st to mark the founding of the People's Republic of China on that date back in 1949. It's a public holiday and it also marks the start of a week of vacation for the entire country. It's also one of two so-called Golden Weeks, with the other one held around the time of Chinese New Year. Hundreds of millions of people return to their hometowns to spend time with family and friends, or in fact use the vacation time to go travelling. But that means that the rail stations, the airports and the roads are next to impossible. 3 years ago, for example, there was a 60-mile-long traffic jam near the capital, Beijing. There are festivals, concerts and fireworks as well, and every 10 years, when the year ends in a 9 to echo 1949, there's an elaborate parade in Beijing involving tens of thousands of troops and civilians, often involving some of the colourfully dressed ethnic minorities from across the country. Now, the Chinese are generally pretty patriotic, but these parades are an especially big deal and elicit an enormous amount of national pride.
US airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories, world news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.